1, 2, 3, you're looking. See left, strong right. Come on, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, Joey, right foot. Get that belly button around, jive, man. Jive.
I'm a football coach. I'm over-caffeinated. I'm very driven in many ways.
Hey, I've seen dead people get up faster than you.
I get that from my mother.
Come on, man. Joey, get through him. Go, drive him. Hands. There you go. Joey, you made the play.
I can be an explosive person. I get that from my father. So you kind of put the two of them together. You all of a sudden realize it might not be just your personality.
You're slowing down at contact. Get through. Yeah, you did slow down. I got it on film. I'm going to pay him to see it.
It's really becoming a time for me to manage some of the stresses better.
I had a few medical problems to start with. A little bit of high blood pressure, a little bit of stress. And every once in a while, the job would get to you. I'm out there. I'm by myself. The only thing I have is the air rushing by my ears. No other sounds. It's myself and the road. And the air is just changing in my head.
I tell my kids all the time, believe the hype. You can say whatever you want, but the question is, do you really believe it, and are you going to follow through with it? Give it everything you have. Ooh, shut up. Shut up! It's all right. It's all right. I'm a gut person. A lot of times I go, things I've got in trouble is just spouting out my gut reaction to things. Shut up! I've had issues historically at work, conflicts with coworkers because I have a quick mouth and I guess somewhat of a superiority complex a little bit.
Connor! Yeah! Voice crack! Welcome to manhood, brother. Welcome to manhood.
I cut the image as an outgoing Marine, Navy, whatever you want to call it. Just the haircut. The haircut is an image.
Go! No! Oh!
When I was 45 years old, I blacked out from stress.
I'm an introvert. So whenever there's stress or there's a lot of things going on, I internalize it. And I've got to get it out of my system somehow.
There were issues where I was concerned.
Z left, weak left. If you came to a Tuesday practice, you would have.
Just the stress was becoming uncomfortable.
We experience stress just like everybody, but we're better able to deal with it because it comes in and it goes right out.
I call it the ivory snow purity shield that I have around me. It's 99 and 9/10 pure. There's a little bit that's not, but that I kind of wear that around me and I just kind of ward off all the stuff and just blow it off. I've always been, and I still am, a very neurotic person. And I've always been a type A personality. I've always been a nonconformist. And doing TM didn't change that. But what it has done is it's allowed me to be more comfortable within myself and to be able to manage my own behaviors. I'm a happier and calmer version of myself. And I said, that's what I need to do. I need to introduce it as a benefit to the employees because the more people I have in the company who meditate, the better it's going to be for everybody.
Executive level.
I thought TM was a lot of hula.
I thought about people with symbols and, passing out flowers in train stations.
I knew it was something the Beatles had done.
A lot of smoke and mirrors, almost like a pyramid scheme.
I knew it was some guy in a robe off in some foreign country that sat there in the lotus position. That was about it.
I thought it was kind of strange, the Maharishi and all that stuff. It didn't interest me at all. Everyone in our family learned TM as a result of my father.
My husband was sick, and he was searching for something. He did yoga and a lot of different things.
My father worked for the government. His name was Gilbert.
My husband and I were loners. We didn't follow the pack.
He was your everyday guy. He worked from 9 to 5.
He was tired, really, really tired after a day's work, more tired than you would be normally.
He never told me this until the end, but the doctor there told him he had 10 years to live.
he just didn't want to do the things that you would normally do with your kids. Sometimes, I'd say to him, hey, I'd like to go out and play ball, over on the weekend. You want to play ball? And he would always say, oh, I'm just too tired.
He knew that he was not going to make it to a ripe age.
And he was looking for enlightenment.
One day I saw an article about TM, and I called him at the office, and I said, I think this is what you're looking for. And he said, yes.
And my dad and my brother went to the lecture, and they started that weekend.
I think it made him feel better, and I think it also made him feel positive about, his life.
And he said, what about you? And I said, I don't know. I was kind of skeptical.
My mother saw a big change in my brother, who was very uptight, and, she noticed a change in him and said, I think I'll start. So she started a month after that.
And Nancy, she wasn't for it at all.
I thought I was going to go into some kind of altered state, that it was very woo-hoo, very spooky.
Back in those days, people thought you were weird if you did TM.
I was a very troubled child. I was a problem child. But I had a very special relationship with my dad. He was my best friend, and we connected on a lot of different levels. Starting TM was not something I did to please my dad. It was something that I did because he was able to bring it down to earth. I was a mentally troubled child. I was very neurotic and a handful for my parents. That if I hadn't done TM, I really think that I might have done something to myself because I had that tendency.
Nancy's a good example of someone who didn't intellectualize, didn't care about the theories, didn't even understand the theory, but she saw it happen in her own life.
I think it kicked in by the time I was 17. So maybe 4 years into it, I started noticing that, hey, maybe this isn't such a bad thing.
Meditation is for everyone. And anybody can benefit from it. Soldiers have stress. Football players have stress. Parents have stress. Anybody who can think a thought can meditate. That's all it takes.
So in terms of introducing it as a benefit, I thought maybe 1 or 2 people would sign up, and I thought that everybody else would think it was weird and be turned off, and it was the exact opposite.
I went into the first lecture, and I thought it was a little hokey.
My point of view was this is going to be something very strange. It's going to be something weird.
I think I envisioned, people with affected ways of speaking who were going to talk in sultry tones to me and basically look for me to, get involved in some level in terms of recruitment.
So I could see where Nancy would say, boy, TM is just going to fall apart with this guy. He's going to laugh.
I was probably the least likely candidate because she doesn't know me all that well.
Bob Berryall blew me away.
And her offer for TM came at a time when I was fighting a little bit of high blood pressure and a little bit of stress and stuff, and it just said, try it. So that's why I surprised her.
Bob was Mr. Chauvinist, kind of macho, tough guy, tough exterior.
I have such a long commute. I do 3 hours each way, back and forth to work. So what I've done is I've incorporated it into my commute. The first few times you do it, it's hard to get the first steps, the first dive, as they say, into yourself. There is a need to practice. With TM, the first couple times, you're doing it with a coach. You've got to have a coach to help you get in through those steps. It's just like running the hurdles. If you hit that first hurdle and you knock it down, you trip, you get back up, you learn a little bit more technique, you do it again. By the time I finish my routine, we're almost to where I have to go to work. And I'm waking up from it. I'm coming out of it refreshed. And I'm ready to go. What it does is it brings a calmness to yourself. And if you're pushing out a calmness, then it kind of, everyone else takes it on. I've seen that in my work area where if I'm calm, other people calm down. Even if they're stressed when they start talking to me, if I can remain calm, everything calms down.
He's still Bob, he's still macho and, all of that. But there's a softening of him and just more of a warmth around him.
What I find appealing about TM is it's not like you're waking up after a heavy sleep. You've plugged yourself into the wall and you've re-energized yourself.
Hey guys, how are you?
I was surprised that Kit was interested in signing up. I did not expect him to be one of the ones, not at all. Kit Mays before was very negative. The glass was half empty all the time and had a kind of a harsh edge about him.
He gets mad, like sometimes, and a little stressed.
A little more short-tempered, I'd say.
I don't mind trying new things.
If it's something he wanted to try, support him, sure, if it's going to make him a little calmer and more easygoing.
I knew Rick and Nancy and Richard long enough that I knew that they were normal people.
People see us, they see we're normal. We're not, we're
Speak for yourself.
Well,
That on the weekends they were living a normal life and they weren't throwing on robes and running to airports.
People have this misguided notion of what TM is and all of the voodoo and mystique that seems to surround it.
They weren't sitting on big pillows in the lotus position.
we're normal in the sense that we're people, we work in the world, we do things everybody else does.
One of the most appealing things for me, or one of the appealing things for me, was Rick's demeanor.
You meditate, you go into activity. You meditate, you go into activity. Every time you meditate, you get rested. When you come out into activity, you carry a little bit of that with you.
He handles pressure very well. It doesn't seem like things rub him the wrong way.
And over time, it stays with you more and more into your activity, so that you're walking around doing things, but you have that silence inside of you while you're being active.
Same with Nancy. Nancy's under an incredible amount of pressure. She's another one.
Why is it that we can both benefit from it? Rick is very inner, I'm more outer. It's because it has the same effect on your physiology, no matter what your personality is.
I know when she's starting to get a little wound up, but 10 seconds later you can see that it doesn't faze her anymore.
If you're a type A and you're a nonconformist, whatever, you're still going to be that, but you're going to be stronger internally. It just gives you that intestinal fortitude to deal with things in a better way.
So it's not a relaxation so much as really a re-energizing.
He's more patient with us, like he wasn't as short-tempered.
So what I noticed was that though the problems were still there, so I was still having my dad's quick temper, my mom's, stress on everything, what I've been able to do is let it rub off me a lot faster.
Basically, life was good. Everything, I didn't have a lot to be upset about. 3 healthy children all doing well, and a good marriage and a good job, but yet I was still finding myself anxious, uncomfortable.
It's a long history, and he has always had, as he now describes it, anxiety, but I would say it was a temper.
Joyce really put it to me very straight, which was, this is not working.
Being very impatient, being quick to temper, and also very, very hard on himself.
And it was truly a crisis.
And then that caused him to be hard on the people that he loves around him. And I think over the years he tried to exercise, and I think that he thought that would help him maybe get to it. And that didn't work.
And I had also been doing some therapy at the same time.
And, my kids talk about how he would go on and on and on, and eventually they just said, okay, is he done yet?
Mike Thoreau was the last person in the world I expected to sign up for TM. Very angry, seemed to have a lot of inner anger, would blow up at the slightest thing.
She was either going to fire me or I was going to leave, or it was going to be a combination of both. My kids thought it was hysterical, and Joyce was also,
I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do it.
But I had a very open mind to it. The 3 things that I took away from the teaching, the 3 days of instruction, and there isn't that much instruction, but the 3 things I took away from it were, one is that they drew a little picture of the ocean, and they talk about how the waves on the top of the ocean is your active mind, and it's full of, you never know where another wave's going to come from, and you're bobbing and weaving on top of the water. And the idea with TM is to bring yourself down into the deeper, calmer waters.
He used to take naps all the time. He could take a nap anywhere, anytime. And then he would be grouchy.
One of the things people fight with when they're trying to fall asleep is to shut the thoughts off, right? But then they come rushing back through in dreams.
And this is a different kind of shutting down. This is a shutting down to be able to, when you're done, be available.
The 20 minutes goes by, and I can't believe that the time even passed. I have no idea what happened.
They noticed that he was just much calmer with them and patient and listened more, because he likes to talk.
So I get this surge of energy, but accompanied by a real calmness.
I probably noticed the biggest difference with Michael in that He's much easier to get along with. He gets along much better with everybody. There's a lot less of that anger. You can just see his whole demeanor is very, very different.
You know, at 51, you talk about, that you can ever constantly change and evolve, and I'm like in the best place that I've ever been in my life. And TM's definitely had an influence in that.
If you can get past the idea that this is beads and new age music and that you've got to buy into the vegetarian lifestyle and that you're going to alter your life, if people can get beyond that and understand that TM is just a simple technique that you do every day, like brushing your teeth, then I'll feel like I got my job done. That's why I say it's a gift that keeps on giving. And my father gave me that gift, and now I want to give it back to others.
Not many people actually have an on-site decorator.
This is true.
Yeah.
Not many people do the kind of things that we do.
They don't. Only Nancy would be the kind of person that would have an on-site decorator.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. People look at this and they think it's a dilapidated barn. In my mind, I always saw it as what it is right now. Perfect party room.
It's like the event you're at.
Remember when I told you about the longevity aspect of meditating?
Yes.
My mom
she told me it had been 30-some years.
38 for her, 37 for me.
Wow. That's the fanciest chauffeur I've ever seen.
Welcome to Studio 51.
Oh my God.
Is she not the poster child for TM longevity? At 82 years old, my mother is out here disco dancing with us.
Beyond my imagination, but she never ceases to amaze me. She is so driven with whatever she does, and it's remarkable. I think what hits me more than anything is she can take something from nothing and turn it into something wonderful.
When I walked in, I was like, my God, this is like the best replication of a disco I've ever seen. She really used her creativity to develop this.
Doing TM absolutely plays a part in who she is and how she's able to do all that she does and handle it the way that she does it.
When I first started TM, never in a million years did I think I would be the one that would be taking it to this level. I was the least likely person in the family. I was the one that didn't want to start. So for me to be taking this on and carrying the torch really for the family is kind of ironic. My dad, he sort of looked like Robert Vaughn from The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and he seemed like your everyday average guy. And yet my father had these, he was a visionary, and he saw things, and he was open to new ideas. I feel like without TM, my father probably would have died at least 10 years earlier than he did. And I'm just really happy that he had it in his life, kind of doing this to honor him. We're all really happy that my dad was able to achieve that peace before he went.